Namaste and Blessed Be, superhumans. It's Goddess Rhonda here with day 24 of our 30-day Emotional Shapeshifting Challenge. It's gone so fast. Can you believe that you have made it this far? I am so proud of you. Please stop whatever you're doing and pat yourself on the back because you are awesome. You are so awesome, and I'm so proud of you, and I am so grateful to you for being here on this journey with me, for sharing your feedback and how you're customizing the program. Thank you so much for that. Well, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to go ahead and jump in because we're going to do things a little bit differently tonight. And I want to ask you all, of course, to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share these videos. And if you want to set up an appointment with me, you can go to, just put in goddessrhonda.com. It'll direct you to my website. You can hit the shopping cart tab if you want an appointment, or contact if you need to ask a question or inquire about anything. So we had been working on our relationship series, which we finished off yesterday. And now we're moving into our financial wealth, business, and career success series. We're going to start off with financial wealth. And instead of tapping or meditating just yet, first we need to talk about why you may be having difficulty, since there are several reasons that can be causing financial blocks. Not everyone has the same reason. Now, as I've said before, our subconscious pretty much runs the show. And we may have inadvertently, or situations may have inadvertently, or other people may have inadvertently trained it to think that lack of money is normal. Don't forget that your subconscious, it doesn't understand the difference between right and wrong. It only understands what is normal. And so if you went through certain challenges as a child, or you went through a prolonged challenging period as a young adult or an adult, these things are what sets the scripts for our subconscious. So I don't want you to think you're broken, because I know so many people that are, I've tried and tried. I just, no matter what I do, I can't get any money, and they're taking it upon themselves, wondering what they've done wrong. You haven't done anything wrong, sweetie. You are not broken, and we can fix this. So let's go ahead and get started doing that. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these reasons, and then I'm going to give you an affirmation that I want you to start countering them. Now, I know that I always say, try to do it twice a day. Now I'm saying, please do this twice a day. It will take you a few seconds to say an affirmation. And your subconscious is wide open when you first get up in the morning and right before you go to bed. And so that's the perfect time to say, and I'd like you to say these affirmations at least 10 times and start training the subconscious. And this is something that I'd like you to do every day. Like I said, it'll take you just a few seconds to keep these affirmations starting to build up in the subconscious, because don't forget, we're trying to retrain it to work for you and not against you. So one of the reasons we have is you may have grown up being told that money is the root of all evil, or something similar that began a subconscious belief that to have lots of money is bad. Now, I know when I was growing up, I was raised in a church, and I remember the minister saying several times at least, the fact that it's stuck in my head, I know I've heard this a million times, which is, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to go to heaven. Now, keep in mind, this is a pastor, screaming, as I went through, the hellfire, brimstone type churches where they were yelling and, saying their thing and being very assertive. And so I'm looking up as a little kid, and here's this man screaming, It's easier for it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to go to heaven. And in my little mind, it's like, oh my goodness, if I ever get rich, I'm going to go to hell. Now, of course, as an adult, I know that that's absolutely ridiculous. But my subconscious, because it heard it so many times as a child, my subconscious doesn't find it ridiculous at all. It thinks it's real, and that's the way it's supposed to think. So you may have grown up hearing similar type things that might have started your subconscious believing that money is a bad thing. And that's the first thing that we're going to work on this evening. And so now our remedy for this is to recognize that money is certainly not evil. It provides food, shelter, transportation, healthcare, clothing, vacations, many great things. And it's also a form of energy. So when we say it's a bad thing, it can get its feelings hurt. I know how that sounds, but it's true. Different energies do have feelings. And so, of course, who are you going to hang around? The people who appreciate you or the people who tell you that you're bad? So I just want you to humor me, and I want you to pay attention to how you feel after you say these words to see if you feel any kind of a shift. Okay, ready? I apologize to the energy of money, and I am grateful for all you provide me with. I welcome you fully into my life with gratitude. You feel any kind of shift when you say that? Maybe a little buzz or something? Don't worry if you don't, because I know that everyone is extremely sensitive. But you might have felt a shift there that lets you know the energy of money heard you and will be coming around to visit. So that's a good thing. So now the second thing we've got here is you grew up without a lot of money and heard we can't afford it so much that you developed a subconscious theme of not being able to afford things. And your subconscious made it, in your subconscious made it so. So if you kept hearing, we can't afford it, we can't afford it, we can't afford it, that becomes the inner voice of the subconscious. When you wait, we can't afford it, we can't afford it, we can't afford it. It just will keep doing that and make the situation so that you can't afford it. Or you might have gone through an extended period of financial loss and taught yourself that you can't afford things. I went through that. I told my story a million times, here on in other videos about being very close to homelessness and eating from a food pantry and telling myself I can't afford it. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. And then one of my friends said, I had said that, I don't know where we were, maybe we were at a store or something. And I said, no, I can't afford it. And my friend said, you can afford it, you just choose not to. And that kind of just shook me up because I realized I really could have afforded it. I really was choosing not to because I had convinced myself, nope, can't afford it, can't afford it. And so by recognizing that, that actually helped me to turn some things around. So if you went through that extended period of financial loss and started running that phrase through your head, or you grew up hearing it from your parents, the remedy is that it's very important to remember that that was then and this is now. Your parents may have gone through a financial hardship. You may have gone through a financial hardship, but we want to put that phrase of we can't afford it into the past and renounce any ties to poverty. So what I would like for your affirmation to be, repeat after me. I renounce any and all ties to poverty and gratefully accept a wealthy life as my birthright. Now remember, when you're saying this in the morning and the evening, you're going to say that 10 times to really sink it in there. Like a muscle memory, when you exercise, you get muscle memory. Now you're going to get subconscious memory. Okay, so our next thing is you may harbor some form of resentment against rich people. Perhaps the wealthier kids in school teased you or treated you poorly, or if you're a charitable person, you may resent the fact that rich people seem to keep all of their money instead of giving it to the poor. Now, actually, lots of rich people give to charity, but they do it quietly, so you just don't know about it. But even if they don't, that has nothing to do with you. Once you become wealthy, you can share your money with the underprivileged or use it in ways that soothes your soul. So for your remedy, what I want you to do is to first think of all the people that you could help as a wealthy person. Just imagine it. Imagine the people, the amount of people that you can help. Get that feeling up and say, I am so grateful to receive the financial wealth that will provide for me, my family, and allow me to bless others as well. Okay, and then in our fourth reason could be that you are a service empath and feel unworthy of wealth. Now keep in mind, I just said a service empath. Not all empaths are of service, but a lot of them are. So I'm talking to you now, the ones who feel unworthy of wealth, because you are the natural caregivers of the world, and you may often feel that everyone else's needs are more important than your own. You may pay very little attention to your own needs. You might not even get on your own priority list. And you're the type of people that if you had $10 and someone asked you for $7 and it looked like they really needed it, you would hand it over and you would just do without yourself because you feel like that's the right thing to do. But consciously, you do recognize that you do need money too. You need shelter, you need food, you need a car, you need transportation, you may need to take care of a family. You have needs too. And so it's very important for you to recognize that. I know you want to help everyone, but if you think about it, really think about it. How many people can you truly help in a state of financial lack? How many people can you really help? And then on the other side, how many people can you really help if you had abundant financial wealth? Can you imagine as a service empath what you could do with that money to help people? It would feed your soul beyond anything that you can dream of. So your affirmation is just a little bit different because we're not just dealing with your subconscious, we are dealing with your giving soul, your empath soul as well. We've got to soothe both of them. So what I want you to do is flood yourself with the feeling of gratitude, imagining what it would feel like to help all those people and say, I am worthy of the blessings of financial wealth and welcome receiving it because I will use it to be of better service to others and myself. So now with these affirmations, we're going to begin retraining the subconscious. And tomorrow we're going to start working on removing our money frustrations, because I know that can certainly put a crimp in your manifestation efforts. It causes a lot of conflict. And so we don't want you saying, doing this great candles and manifestation work to bring in all this abundant wealth. but it's so filled with frustration that it's not really assisting you as much as it should. So with that said, thank you so much as always for joining me, and we will see you tomorrow. Namaste and blessed be. Thank you.